Hello friends, today we are going to discuss another important topic, that is acid-base theory. This topic is from organic chemistry for MSc first year syllabus semester first in choice-based credit system. This is one of the important topics in organic chemistry because the properties of a molecule are determined by its nature of being acid or base. So there are number of theories given for the acid base. Now what we will do, we will go one by one and find out what are the uses of these theories for particular type of a molecule. So let's start our discussion with the first theory, which was introduced by Arrhenius, called as the Arrhenius acid-base theory. In 1887, the Swedish chemist Arrhenius proposed an acid-base theory for a solution. The acid, according to Arrhenius, acid is a hydrogen containing compound that ionizes to yield a hydrogen ion in a solution. So that is a definition of acid. Acid, when dissolved in a water or in a solution state, they produces the H plus according to the Arrhenius, and a compound that contains such a bond dissolved in a water, it releases the hydrogen ion. So that is the definition of an acid according to the Arrhenius. So here we are considering the simple example, hydrogen chloride, or called as a hydrochloric acid. This hydrochloric acid, when dissolved in a water, it gives formation of an H plus, it gives formation of an H plus and Cl minus in a aqueous solution. Therefore, it is called as a acid. So simple concept given by the Arrhenius, but this concept is for the solution. What he proposed? He proposed that any substance which having a hydrogen that dissolve in a water and gives the formation of a hydrogen ion in a solution, that compound is called as an acid. Here we have taken the example of an hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid. Here with the ball model, we are showing this how it happens. In water, HCl gets dissociated and it gives the formation of an hydronium ion H3O plus and a Cl minus. Okay, and this result a donation of an proton or formation of an hydrogen in a solution by the HCl. Therefore, HCl is an acid according to the Arrhenius theory. Now let's consider the concept of base according to the Arrhenius. The base are the compounds that ionize to yield a hydroxide ion, that is OH minus, in a aqueous solution. So according to Arrhenius, a compound that yields a hydroxide ion in a aqueous solution is called as a base. So the compounds which contain such a bonds, when dissolved in a water, it releases the hydroxide ions. So according to the Arrhenius, the compound which gives a hydroxide ion in a solution is called as a base. So here is the example, sodium hydroxide, a solid, when it dissolves in a water, it gives the formation of a sodium ion and a hydroxide ion. So sodium hydroxide in a solution produces hydroxide ion, therefore sodium hydroxide is a base in a nature. Okay, here we will consider some examples of acid base according to the Arrhenius. Hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, phosphoric acid. Now you can see here, hydrochloric acid gives the H plus, nitric acid also gives H plus, sulfuric acid gives twice of H plus, two times H plus, and phosphoric acid gives 3 times. So here we are considering that the capability of an acid to donate the to form a H plus in a solution. Therefore, these all are acid according to the Arrhenius theory. Now, on the other side, here are some example of the base: sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, and magnesium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, and magnesium hydroxide. When these are dissolved in a water, they give the formation of an hydroxide ion. Therefore, they are called as a base. If we consider the Arrhenius theory, there are advantages of Arrhenius theory, that it gives what ions are going to be formed in a solution. But the limitation of Arrhenius theory, main limitation, it deals with the solution. It does not tell acidity and basicity related to the compound. So Arrhenius theory is having limitation. Hence, there is a need of developing the another theory. So let's consider what is the another theory which was introduced. That is Lorry-Bronsted acid-base theory. In 1923, the Danish chemist Bronsted and English chemist Lorry proposed another theory for acid base. According to the Lorry-Bronsted theory, acid is a compound which is capable of hydrogen ion donor, and base is a compound which is capable of hydrogen ion acceptor. So according to the Lorry-Bronsted theory, a compound which is able to donate a hydrogen ion is called as a acid, and a compound which is able to accept a hydrogen ion is called as a base. So there are number of examples for this. Now in Lorry-Bronsted theory, it tells about the compound that if it is capable of donating the proton, then it is an acid. If it is capable of accepting a proton, then it is a base. But in case of an Arrhenius, it was related with the solution. Hence, Lorry-Bronsted is directly related with the compound. Now let's consider the example. Here we are considering the example for the base. Ammonia is a base. Why ammonia is a base? Ammonia dissolves in a water and accept the H plus and gives the formation of an ammonium ion. So therefore it is acting as a base. Here we can see ammonia and water. When it dissolves in water, it accepts the water from it accepts the proton from the water. Here is the formation of an ammonium ion with acceptance of an proton from the or hydrogen from the water. Therefore, ammonia is a base. So, according to the Lorry-Bronsted, as it is accepting the proton, it is act as a base. Okay. Now, in this particular example, we have considered for the base. Similarly, we can consider for the acid, a substance which donate a hydrogen ion. That substance is called as a acid. Okay, but when we consider this theory of acid and base, there is a limitation. It does not include the compound that does not have a hydrogen atom. If you look at the previous example, that is sodium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide does not have the acceptance of proton or donation of proton. So how we can tell that it is acid or base? So there are number of compounds which cannot be included in the Lorry-Bronsted acid-base theory. So there is a need of another theory to be developed. This theory was given by a scientist Lewis. Lewis proposed another theory on the basis of an electron. The previous theory was on the basis of a solution and on the basis of nature of donating proton and accepting a proton. Lewis theory proposed was on the basis of an electron. According to the Lewis, acid is a substance. Acid is a substance that accepts a pair of electrons. Acid is a substance that accepts the pair of electrons, and base is a substance that donate a pair of electrons. So it is more wider explanation of an acid-base theory. Now here it will deal with the electrons. According to the Lewis, acid is a substance that accepts a pair of electrons and base is a substance that can donate a pair of electrons. Now let's consider the example. Ammonia is a base because it donates the electron, and boron trifluoride is an acid as it accepts the electron. So here we will consider the reaction between acid and base. Now here we can see ammonia and BF3. It gives the formation of a complex in which the lone pair of a nitrogen is donated to the boron. Therefore, ammonia is acting as a base and boron trifluoride is act as a acid. As it ammonia donates, therefore it is base. Boron trifluoride acts as, therefore it is a acid. Similarly, we can consider another example. Here we can see a 5-member ring with the nitrogen and AlCl3. This gives the formation of a complex. Now lone pair of a nitrogen is accepted by the aluminium. Here we can see a pyridine in which nitrogen lone pair is donated to the aluminium trichloride to give the formation of a complex. So according to the Lewis, a nitrogen lone pair, that is pair of an electron, is donated to the aluminium. So nitrogen of this compound is acting as a base and AlCl3, which is accepting an electron, therefore it is acting as a acid. Okay, so according to the Lewis concept, it is related with the electron. The interesting factor regarding this is that in Lewis acid-base concept, proton itself is able to accept a pair of electrons. It is able to accept a pair of electrons, that is H plus itself is able to accept a pair of electrons. Hence, proton itself is a acid. Okay, so this is the concept of an acid base. Now let's compare these three concepts of an acid base theory, that is Arrhenius, Lowry-Bronsted and Lewis. According to the Arrhenius, H plus producer in a solution and OH minus producer in a solution is called as a H plus acid, OH minus base. According to the Lowry-Bronsted, a proton donor, that is H plus donor, is called as an acid and proton acceptor is called as a base. Okay, and according to the Lewis, a electron pair acceptor is called as an acid and electron pair donor is called as a base. So this slide simply tells these three theory comparison for each other. Okay, now here we are introducing another concept called as a conjugate acid base, or it is also called as a conjugate acid base theory, which is more correlated with the second theory of Lowry-Bronsted. Okay, now here after donation of a proton, a species remains with the pair of electrons and hence it can act as a base called as a conjugate base. So after donation of proton, the species is itself remaining with the pair of electron. Okay, so hence it can accept a proton again back. Therefore, it can act as a base called as a conjugate base. And similarly, base after accepting a proton, it can act as an acid. After accepting a proton, it can donate a proton, so it can act as an acid. So it is called as a conjugate acid. So when donation of proton happens, the remaining species is having a pair of electron which can accept a proton, therefore it is a base and it is called as a conjugate base. And after accepting a proton, the base can donate a proton, therefore it is acid and called as a conjugate acid. So that is simply the concept of a conjugate acid and base. Now here you can see ammonia and water. Okay, in this case ammonia accept a proton. Okay, ammonia is accepting a proton. So here we are considering Sorry for this. Okay. Ammonia accepts a proton. Okay. So proton is accepted by the ammonia from the water. So it is a base, and here water is giving proton, therefore it is acting as an acid. So here it gives the formation of an ammonium ion NH4 plus, which is capable of giving back proton, therefore it is a conjugated acid. Similarly, after donation of an proton, it becomes OH minus hydroxide ion, which is again capable of an accepting a proton from the conjugate base or conjugate acid. So therefore it is called as a conjugate base. So that much is a simple concept. Now here what explanation we have? NH4 plus is a conjugate base of conjugate acid of an base ammonia. Why? Because after acceptance of proton by ammonia, this conjugate acid is formed and which is able to donate a proton, therefore it is a conjugate acid. And OH minus is a conjugate base of an acid water. Why? Because here it can have a capability of an accepting a proton, therefore it is a conjugate base. What is the conclusion from this? The conclusion is very important. Stable the conjugate base, acid is a stronger. Stable the conjugate base, acid is a stronger, and similarly, stable the conjugate acid, base is a stronger. So when conjugate acid and conjugate base are stable, then we are considering that acid-base reaction is a faster. Similarly, for comparison of an acidity between two acids, which is a stronger and which is a weaker, we can consider a formation of a conjugate base and compare the stability of a conjugate base. The acid which having a stable conjugate base, that is more acidic, and acid which have less stable conjugate base, that will be the weaker. Similarly, in case of a base, if conjugate acid is stable, then base is strong. If conjugate acid is unstable, then base is a weak base. Okay, so here we have considered this. Now let's consider a table for acids and base. If you go from this direction to this direction, what we can say? This is the acid and this is the conjugate base. And if we go in a reverse direction, this is the base and this is the conjugate acid. Okay, HCl, Cl minus is the conjugate base. Sulfuric acid, HSO4 minus is the conjugate base. In case of an water, hydronium ion, H3O plus, that H2O is a base. Okay, HSO4 minus, SO2 minus is the SO4 2 minus is a conjugate base. Similarly, we are having this examples. Okay, conjugate base and conjugate acid. Now, last example, you can go in the reverse way also. That ammonia is a base which accepts the proton. Okay, so this is the base and this is the conjugate acid of that base which is stable. Therefore, ammonia is a strong base that we are considering. So this particular lecture is for considering acid-base property of a given compound. Here we have seen three important theories: Arrhenius, Laurie-Bronsted, and Lewis. According to the Arrhenius theory, a substance which produces H plus in a solution is acid, and a substance which produces OH minus in a solution is a base. That is the concept of Arrhenius, which is for the solution. Okay. Then next theory which was introduced by Laurie and Bronsted. Laurie-Bronsted theory suggests that a substance which is capable of an donating a proton is called as an acid, and substance which capable of an accepting a proton is called as a base. So substance which donate a proton is acid, and substance which accept a proton is a base. Similarly, with this next theory was introduced. The theory was for electron acceptor and electron donor. That is the Lewis theory. Lewis theory tells that acid is a substance which accepts a pair of electrons, and base is a substance which donates the pair of electron. Then further we have seen a concept of conjugate acid and base. This conjugate acid and base concept is useful for determination of strength of the acid. After donation of proton, the acid becomes itself a base, which is called as a conjugate base, and after acceptance of an proton, base itself become an acid, and it is called as a conjugated acid. Stable the conjugated acid, more will be the basicity, or stronger is the base, and if a conjugate base is a stable, then acid is a more stable. In between two acids we can consider a strong and weak acid simply by comparing the stability of an conjugated bases. Okay, so this is regarding the acid base theory, and these three theories are helpful for determining the acidic and basic nature of the compound, or find out the properties of a compound related to the acid and base. So hopefully this lecture will help you in understanding the acid base theory in a proper manner, and also it is able to understand you how to find out whether compound is acidic or basic in a nature. So here we will stop, and in next lecture we will continue with the some new topic. Thank you very much.